Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rashi and I'm from India and I moved to the Netherlands 5 years ago. And today I thought I'll make a video on one of the things you will have to do as soon as you arrive here, which is shopping. So grocery stores, pharmacies, home stores, all of that. And I'm gonna make this a two-parter video. So in this video, we're gonna talk all about the grocery stores and sort of the pharmacy beauty stores. I'm also gonna go through what I buy in these stores and which stores are cheaper and which stores are better for certain things, so you can get like a personalized recommendation from me. And I think this is one of the main things that I had to kind of navigate when I moved here, because everything is in Dutch and it took a while for me to know exactly which stores are for what. And because I've lived here for so long, I've had situations where I needed certain things and had to go search for them, ask people where can I find this particular thing. So I thought I'll make a dedicated video so you don't have to do that. So let's get started. First, let's get on with grocery stores because I think they're the most important. And for a country as small as the Netherlands, they sure have a lot of supermarket chains. And they are Albert Heijn, Jumbo, Dirk, Fomar, Plus, Decamart, Lidl, Aldi, and Ecoplaza. The most common one you will find in the Netherlands is Albert Heijn, and the nickname is Appie. So if somebody says, let's go to the Appie, that's what they mean. It's Albert Heijn. And then similar to Albert Heijn is Jumbo. I like Jumbo better. Jumbo has more international foods, like some chips flavors from the United States. It even has paneer. I have not found paneer anywhere in like a Dutch supermarket chain. So I really like Jumbo because it has some like unusual, interesting things usually. I prefer Jumbo over Albert Heijn, but in price range, these two are the most comparable and are on a higher end. Mostly people in the Netherlands pick which supermarket they're going to shop at based on what is close to their homes. So in my previous home, Dirk was the closest to my home, so that's where I shopped. I missed Dirk. Dirk is one of my favorite supermarkets because it's super cheap, but it has really good products. And now I have a Jumbo and an Albert Heijn close to me. So those are the two I go to shop. So I spend a bit more money than I used to on grocery stores. Next up, we have some of the budget supermarkets, which is Dirk, Fomar, Plus, Decamart. I have never been to Plus and Decamart because they're not usually in the city center, and I've never even like seen one, but I know they exist, and they also have lower priced products. And out of Fomar and Dirk, Dirk wins hands down. Fomar is very cheap, but I don't like the quality of the products in there, like especially like the bakery stuff. But Dirk, they have great oxys, which is discounts. So if you see oxy in the supermarket, that means something is on discount. And trust me, the Dutch love a good discount, just like the Indians. So I love that about the Netherlands. I also like the bread from Dirk, and they also have this machine that cuts the bread into slices, which I used to find so fun to do. So yeah, out of all of these budget and higher end supermarkets, I would pick Jumbo and Dirk. Now, the other two supermarkets are Lidl and Aldi. They are not your regular supermarkets. Of course, they have like just cartons of things and they change all the time. I love the Lidl. I could live at the Lidl. I love the fresh produce at Lidl. I love like their frozen section. I love the granola from Lidl. I also love Aldi. I used to buy like chocolate and cookies from Aldi because they sometimes had like Trader Joe's cookies and chocolates, and even like their seasonal stuff is really good. So if you have an Aldi or Lidl close to you, you have to check it out. Next, we have Ecoplaza. Ecoplaza is sort of like your bougie alternative. It is all organic and bio products. Compared to like Whole Foods in the United States, it has like a fish section, like a meat section, and they even have a beauty section where they have all organic beauty brands. And before, there used to be two stores, Markt and Ecoplaza. They were two different stores. And then Ecoplaza bought Markt. So now you will only see Ecoplaza or Ecoplaza Markt food store. I, to be honest, don't shop at Ecoplaza because I'm not in that tax bracket. Everything is so expensive in there. I would only go there if I'm looking for something really specific. You can go there for really good kombucha or like really good natural wine, like from the grocery store. But for everyday shopping, if you do that at Eco Plaza, good for you, because I'm not in that tax bracket yet. So Eco Plaza is sort of like a bougie store, which I don't go to, but if you want something specific and special, they do have some interesting options. These are all the supermarket and grocery stores you would find in the Netherlands. Some things to keep in mind about the supermarkets here are opening times. Most of these shut at 10 p.m. on a weekday, and on weekends or like special nights, they shut earlier. Check Google Maps before going, but 10 p.m. is usually the cutoff time. You can buy beer and wine at all of these grocery stores, but you cannot buy liquor like tequila or whiskey at these grocery stores. For that, you have to go to a liquor store. The one big thing about grocery stores in the Netherlands, especially if you're here new, is payment. So a lot of the grocery stores do not take Visa or MasterCard, and you require a Dutch card to pay with, which can seem very troublesome if you don't have a Dutch bank account yet and you just arrived. They might have one lane there that takes cash. So I would suggest check it out. But if you have only Visa or MasterCard, you might not be able to pay. I don't know if that's the case with all of them, but definitely with Albert Heijn. And the last thing I think you should keep in mind at the grocery store is a lot of cans and plastic bottles that you buy have statiegeld on it. So statiegeld is basically a small amount of money that you pay to get the can, and when you are finished with your drink, you can return it to the statiegeld machine that is in the grocery store, and you have to return it to the same grocery store chain as you bought it, and then you get the money back. So like a ginger beer bottle will be €2.50, and out of €2.50, 20 cents will be for statiegeld. So you pay €2.50, but then when you're done with your drink, you go back and return the bottle to the machine, and then you get a receipt for 20 cents, and then you can use that to pay your bill with. It's not for every product, and you can see if something has statiegeld on it by the symbol on the side of the bottle. There's a whole thing in the Netherlands where people go looking in garbage bags, and like there are people asking for cans so they can get money. So if you're not gonna return your can or bottle, consider leaving it next to a trash can and not putting it in the trash can so somebody can take it and get money from it. Next, there's some specialty international stores if you want to buy ingredients from other countries. My favorite is Amazing Oriental. They have quite a few stores around the Netherlands. They sell Asian products and ingredients, also from India, but also Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese. All of those ingredients you can buy at that supermarket. They also have fresh produce. They also sell like soup bowls and cutlery. I love going to Amazing Oriental also to buy snacks, because I feel like the Dutch supermarket is lacking in terms of variety of snacks, especially chips. The one flavor you'll find in every section is paprika, and I want something else. So I love going to Amazing Oriental to get like interesting snacks. And there's also Stach, which is kind of like a mini sort of boutique store, but also a cafe. In stock, you can find really interesting local products, Chili Chance Chili Crisp or Paul Leo granola, like a lot of these like local products and really interesting things. And they also have their own products like they sell, and along with really nice and interesting drinks. So I actually really like to browse in stock. Another place where you can buy groceries is your local toko. Netherlands has a lot of Turkish and Moroccan populations, so there are a lot of these slagerij, which means butcher, in neighborhoods where you can buy fresh produce, meat, but also halloumi and like freshly made hummus and dips, and a lot of like Middle Eastern products like ayran, which I love. It tastes exactly like moru, like buttermilk in India. So I actually love going to the local toko or the local Turkish butcher to buy my produce because it is cheaper and the vegetables taste so much better than the supermarket. So put on your Google Maps slagerij and go to these shops and buy your produce. These shops also have bhindi, okra sometimes, and that's why I love shopping there. So that's a tip. If you live here and you're looking to buy much nicer vegetables, go to a slagerij. You can also shop at your local market. There are a lot of local markets that are open almost like 6 days a week. Every market is shut on Sunday, so Sunday is a no market day. My favorite market to shop is Lindenkraakmarkt and Ten Kattenmarkt. They are very affordable. There are a lot of local businesses, local farmers selling their produce. In Ten Kattenmarkt, there's also like a huge hummus stand where they have different types of hummus that you can buy. You can buy your fish from there, you can buy your fruit from there, you can buy flowers from there. Check out your local market in your neighborhood and buy local produce from there. They're a little bit more expensive than the supermarket, but really, really value for money for the quality that you get. I made a reel here with Haley on our favorites from Nordermark and Lindenkirkmark, so you can check that out. The other option is you can get groceries delivered to your home. Picnic is one of the most used app. I think a lot of my friends use them, especially if you have kids, if you have long hours at your work and you cannot plan grocery shopping, or if you live a little bit away from a grocery store. Picnic is your friend. And if you need something really quickly, if you're having a party and if you ran out of things, Flink is a great option where they deliver to you under half an hour. It's just the options on Flink are not as vast. So I wouldn't do my regular grocery shopping there, but if I'm at a party or if I'm missing something and I really need it immediately, I would order it there. I'm very lucky to live very, very close to a grocery store. The grocery store is like 2 minutes walk from my home, so I can always get it. But I know friends who have grocery stores like a 5-minute bike ride away from them. They order from Flink a lot. Alcohol, the store here is Call. I know, crazy to pronounce. They have great wine options and the people there are really nice. If you ask them like, hey, I'm looking for this sort of alcohol for this purpose, they really help you out. So keep in mind, a lot of them shut at 6 p.m. So if you want to buy alcohol for a dinner party or for a party at your home, you need to plan in advance, because I've been surprised sometimes because some of them shut later, but a lot of them shut at 6 p.m. One thing I think there's a big conversation in the Netherlands is bread. So the Dutch love bread. They eat bread a lot. And I love bread. But I have to say, the grocery store bread is not for me. I don't know. I like a bit more like a sourdough style bread. The only bread I have found in the grocery store that I like is at Jumbo, and it's Pan Levant Wit, sourdough bread white, but that's the only bread I like. There are a ton of bakeries around where you can buy bread or pastries. One of the most common one is Vlaamse Broodhuis. That is sort of like your affordable sort of bakery, because there are a lot of bakeries coming up in Amsterdam especially that are ridiculously expensive. It's good to mention that almost all of these supermarkets have their own bakery section. You can buy bread from there, but I suggest going to a bakery. What I do like from the bakery section at the supermarkets are kastengels, like a twisty cheese bread. I love those. I love a borek. It's basically phyllo pastry stuffed with spinach and feta, and you get that for like €1 or something at the grocery store. I love those. I think the one supermarket that has the best bakery section has to be Lidl. Lidl bread is so good. Lidl croissant is so good. Yeah. If you have a Lidl, I would suggest just shop there. Everything at Lidl is just so good. And now let's move on to some fun stuff like drugstores and pharmacies and beauty products. Netherlands has two types of places where you can get medicines. You can get medicines at pharmacies or apotheke. So pharmacies are your regular like paracetamol, your supplements and stuff like that. But your actual medication, you have to go to an apotheke and you need a prescription for it. Coming from India, I was shocked at the stuff that requires a prescription and you cannot just buy it over the counter. There's a whole thing about Dutch healthcare. I mentioned it in the video of things you need to know before you move in the Netherlands. There's a whole thing on Dutch healthcare. Watch that. You are not gonna get medication off the counter just out of nowhere. I actually get a lot of my medication from India because I just want to have it. If you need like proper medication that's not just a painkiller, and if you need something stronger, also birth control, stuff like that, you have to go to the apotheke and give your prescription. And how they manage it with the insurance is they have to pay in the moment, but then you get reimbursed from your insurance later if that is a possibility. There are two main pharmacy drugstore type stores, which is Ethos and Kruidvat. Ethos is comparable to sort of Boots in the UK, where you get a lot of your body care, shampoo, hair. You also have makeup stations, you get deodorant, you get toothpaste, lip balm, stuff like that. You also have a whole section of vitamins and supplements. And then you have a whole section of sort of paracetamol, painkillers, and I find people at Ethos really helpful. So if you have sort of an emergency and you don't know what to buy, also because you don't know how to read the stuff on the packaging because it's all Dutch, go to Ethos, ask those people. They speak English and they're like really nice and they'll help you out. Now, Kruidvat is a special place. I love Kruidvat. Like that store is a mixed bag of like random things, but also really affordable. Kruidvat is way cheaper than Atos. They also have Essence, which is my favorite like affordable makeup brand. My brow gel is from there. My eyeliner is from Essence. Essence is not in Atos, it's only in Kruidvat. So I also like going to Kruidvat because they have all these beauty brands not anywhere else. And surprisingly, I love the snack section at Kruidvat. You can find amazing candy for so cheap at Kruidvat. They have like chocolate covered stroopwafel. They have great like giant bags of Haribo. I go to Kruidvat sometimes to buy gifts to take back to India because you get all of this candy you don't find at the grocery stores or anywhere else. I found like salted caramel Twix there once. I was like, this is great. So I love Kruidvat for the candy and the chocolate. And if you're buying cleaning products, that's also really cheap there. But nothing is as cheap in the Netherlands as Action. I think Action has to be one of the favorite stores of everybody here because everything is ridiculously cheap. You have to go to Action to kind of see what they have because every Action is different. But again, the snack section Action hits hard. It is so good. They have all of these different candy, snacks, chocolates, gummy bears, drinks. It's excellent. I love buying snacks from Action. And it is a challenge to come out of Action and only have bought the things you went inside to buy because Action is very tempting. So I will warn you, you will want to buy a lot of stuff in there, but we love a good Action haul. Next up is Hema. Hema is quintessentially Dutch. We can call it the Dutch version of a mini IKEA because Hema has everything. And I'm going to cover more of Hema in part two, but you can buy food, you can buy clothing, you can buy lingerie, beauty, stationery, like paper, office products, and a lot of Hema also has a restaurant, and Hema sausage is really famous in the Netherlands. So if you want to try some Dutch food, go to a Hema, like a big Hema that has a restaurant. They also have like a bakery, cafe section. I actually don't mind their iced coffee. It's one of the few places that has like iced coffee that has some sweetener in it. And one of my favorite finds from Hema is their cake section. In the Netherlands, if it's your birthday, you bring the cake. I don't know about your country, but in India, if it's your birthday, you do not buy the cake. People will get you the cake. That's not the case here. Don't wait for somebody to bring cake for you on your birthday. You have to bring the cake. But what I found is cake is really expensive. Like a whole ass birthday cake is really expensive, especially in Amsterdam. Enter Hema Bakery. They have cakes you can customize, and their big size cake is 25 euros. So for my birthday 2 years ago, I bought this like red velvet cake and I decorated it myself. This is the Hema cake and this is what it looked like after. So I had like a 90s theme party and I just cut off these shapes from like store-bought fondant from Jumbo and I decorated it, and everybody thought I ordered a customized cake, but it was a cake from the Hema. Last year I found out you can get a photo printed on the cake. So last year I had a meme cake that has the meme from Mean Girls and everybody thought it was hilarious. So go to Hema for your birthday cake if you want to save money. And now we come to the beauty section and where to buy beauty products because a lot of drugstores do not have a wide range of beauty brands. I buy all my beauty, hair care, skincare products from Douglas, which is basically kind of like the Sephora of the Netherlands because Netherlands does not have a Sephora. Also have all the luxury perfumes you want to buy, and they have now NARS, they have ELF, they have NYX. If you're buying perfume, I would suggest going to ICI Paris Excel, which is this random store. They have all of these perfumes and they also carry Huda Beauty, and I think they also carry Kylie Cosmetics. They carry like these like niche beauty brands, but then they have all this whole section of perfume, and I think their perfume is always cheaper than Douglas. If you want to buy perfume, go to Ici Paris Excel, but if you live here, buy perfume online because it's always cheaper. For beauty products, there's also Hema, and they also have a whole ass beauty section where you can also buy masks and like makeup wipes. They have like makeup towel cloths, and I actually love buying mascara from Hema because it's really affordable. They really work. So Hema is a good store also to buy a lot of different types of things. So that's all we have today for the grocery store slash drugstore slash beauty product slash tips for food section of this video. I'm gonna do a part two, which is all about home and where to buy things for your home, specifically what I like, which will include also secondhand stores and vintage stores and thrift stores, because that is a big part of the Netherlands, especially when you're buying for your home. Hit the like button if you like this video and it was helpful. Follow for part two and more tips about living in the Netherlands, and I will see you next time. Bye! So check out check out the so I thought I'll make so I thought so I thought and and for that and for a country which will in which will in so